Yo, what it do, ladies and gentlemen? It's your host, the smoothest fingers in the gaming industry, bringing you a gameplay commentary today on the Comp channel. Hope you're having a wonderful, blessed, God-given day. There is an upheaval, an uprising, and a crazy debate within the gaming community right now, especially within the Apex community right now, and I wanted to discuss about it. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys have probably seen it all over Reddit. You've pretty much seen it all over Twitter. And you may have even seen it all over YouTube. But let me be the one to come to you and look at it at an objective viewpoint. Again, I am a guy who plays mouse and keyboard, and I play controller. Now, you may not have seen me using mouse and keyboard on any of my videos, particularly my Apex videos, and that is because I simply just enjoy playing controller more. And especially when I'm competing, I just want to make sure I have the best ability to be able to compete with the higher players. Mouse and keyboard, while I probably could do that, I'm just more comfortable on controller. I've been playing it for about 14-15 years now of my life. I'm just more comfortable there. However, after playing Valorant, I am very confident in my ability to be able to play on mouse and keyboard. Now, what does this mean for the video topic that we're talking about today? And yes, you guessed it, tap strafing. Now, what are my thoughts on tap strafing? Do I think tap strafing should have been removed? Do I think that it's good? Have I tried it? Have I done it before? And if I'm on controller and I haven't done it before, how has that affected my aim and the balancing issues, not only just on mouse and keyboard or controller? And let me just go on record and say that I didn't have any problems dealing with tap strafers or getting shit on. And even if I did get shit on, I didn't even really notice that they were tap strafing. I didn't have a problem with it. I come from Titanfall 1 and Titanfall 2 before I got to Apex when it comes to respawn games and when it comes to just mastering a video game. I have no problems dealing with fast movement and quick movement games. I played Advanced Warfare also at the highest level and played a lot of Black Ops 3 GBs. Quick and fast paced movement has just always been up my alley, and I've always been able to master them and be really good at them. And in my opinion, I really like the movement of games like this, and I really do like Apex's movement to a degree. I've been asking for wall running, I've been asking for faster paced movement, and to see people being able to tap strafe, it was a really good thing. The wall jumping, the wall running, and things that I'm seeing people do, I love it. It just clears up and really adds a skill gap that I think needs to exist in video games, especially a game like Apex, where Respawn is really good at creating movement like that. Now, does that mean it's balanced? The problem with tap strafing isn't tap strafing in and of itself to me. I don't have a problem with the innate ability to be able to tap strafe. My problem is that it's not a core function of the video game, therefore it's an exploit. People are doing this through their mouse wheel, or people on controller are using macros or whatever else third-party software that they're using to be able to do this, and I feel like this is creating a bad habit and giving people an advantage that they won't have in tournaments that are going to be on LAN. And yes, we do know that ALGS and most of that are hopefully going to be on LAN. So all these people abusing some of these things online and through third-party softwares, they're not going to be able to use these things when they get to LAN. And let me just make this very clear with a lot of the people that I'm playing with and some of the people who are watching me. You're watching a lot of online players over the last 2-3 years. I wouldn't even say 2 to 3 years. I'd really say 1 to 2, but we're encroaching that 2 to 3 year mark upcoming this year coming up. So I want to make this very clear that a lot of the good players that you're seeing may be exploiting. Now, I'm not saying that they are, and I'm not putting out anybody on blast, but they're 100% using third-party softwares such as soft aimbotting, soft aim locking, and things of that nature, or maybe wall hacks that you don't know about, because let's be honest, that's never going to be completely canceled out. Even in Valorant, who has a really good anti-cheat, a really good anti-cheat, I don't think it's ever going to be 100% nerfed. It's just not possible. However, what is possible is 100% nerfing that and completely eradicating that on LAN, because you can't use any third-party software on LAN. If you're not familiar with going to LANs or going to tournaments where you play against other people in real life, that is what happens. They make sure you don't run any third-party softwares, any macros, any of the scroll wheel stuff that I'm seeing. That's not going to happen. So what Apex is trying to do here is trying to say, hey, look, this isn't a part of the game. It's not something that's even going to be feasible or viable to really a controller player naturally, and it's definitely not going to be feasible or viable to somebody when they go to LAN. So why should we reinforce bad habits? So I get it from that standpoint. However, I do also understand that the movement in Apex Legends is what creates it and separates it from different battle royale genres, and especially in arenas as well, where fast-paced movement, being able to move, outlast your opponent, and it gets very intense sometimes, you have to be able to do those things. I get it. I understand both sides. What I'm not understanding is that now we're going from a case where, again, we're putting mouse and keyboard players up against controller players, and people are benching about. Look, let me be a complete and 100% honest with you guys when it comes to this debate. Trainwrecks posted this absolutely wild tweet, and if you're taking anything that Trainwrecks has to say on Apex, I just honestly, I think you might be out of it. You might have lost a little bit of screws in your noggin, because Trainwreck is probably one of the worst Apex players that I've ever seen. And honestly, any guy who plays slots all day, I don't know how much evidence and how much skill you want to take from a guy who does that. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I don't know him personally. Don't really care to know him, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna be honest with you, any guy who's just that bad at Apex, I mean, this guy was trying to shoot through a Gibby bubble, man. Let's just be honest here. Trainwreck came out and was just bitching about controller players, saying how bad we are and how we have aim assist. I don't know how many times I have to say this, and again, I'm a mouse and keyboard player too. Controllers need aim assist. They have to have aim assist to compete with mouse and keyboard players. They need aim assist to even compete with each other. There is no way to aim competitively without aim assist. This is a basic fundamental of anybody who's played a first-person shooter or shooter in general on controller. We're using thumbsticks. We're not using our whole arm. So I just hate this conversation. I hate how it's being brought up and turned into a mouse and keyboard player versus controller player again. There is a balance there. We can continue to wiggle and wobble with the aim assist and change it up a little bit. I'm all fine for that. However, there's just no reason to make this a versus issue or an input issue at the moment. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Wanted to just bring this to your attention. Bless up. As always, God bless. And I'll see you guys in the next one.